somewhat haggard. What the hell is this?
Kind of back together. She's on all four wheels, so this is going to be project 3, part 3, step 3, whatever you want to call it. I ran into another issue. I already kind of dug into it a little bit. I got a little bit missing already. There's no clutch there, but I'm going to pull all that more apart. So, you know, there's no such thing as me not breaking something. So in the process of me testing out my four-wheel drive, I did that. So you see the holes through it. So I slipped the belt, never let off the gas. The belt, let's see, she's pretty well destroyed. But it definitely destroyed my clutch. Back at the Miley Harvey benefit, I mean, that's kind of brought a lot of good things to me with parts wise for my machine. Not only were we helping families, but I got helped out quite a bit. So one of the guys purchased a gift card through, you know, auctioned one off, raffled it, whatever, he got it for PSN, and they do a lot of used parts. Well, he's like, well, I'm never gonna use it, so I ended up buying it off him. So I bought it off him, went on their website, well, found out that they had a clutch first. So this is a used clutch, but it looks way better than mine, and both clean. I mean, it's in really good shape. It's almost, I mean, it's almost brand new OEM. So I'm gonna be swapping all my Bikeman stuff back over to it. I'm gonna clean it. You know, it's supposed to look all pretty again, so I'm gonna clean that, swap over my weights and springs, because I got my clutch pretty well set up, pretty well dialed for this machine. And I love the way it's been treating me. So if you have any questions, I guess get a hold of me on the Bikeman setup.
Slide into my DMs.
Basically, I just kept adding weight till it calmed down and made it perform good. So I mean, I'm still ripping 85 mile an hour on 37-inch tires. So they hooked me up with that, and on to that, they sent me a bag of bolts. They just kind of threw that in the deal. I got a spare axle as well. I got a backup camera. So I've had issues with my backup camera, it hasn't worked. They sent me a nice shirt. They hooked me up. They got me, this is probably the coolest thing right here. A little envelope. I guess I haven't even really looked at all this. Got some magnets, throw in the fridge, stickers, love stickers. This thing's pretty cool. You got an emergency 10mm kit. That's pretty cool. Probably just gonna use that as some garage art. Let's turn this down. As you can probably see, remember guys, there's always 2 steps. A, you gotta wear your Haggard merch. If you don't know where to find that, that's on somewhathaggard.com to get yourself some merch. Then you always gotta have some Jeremy playing. See, he's working on his, I'm working on mine. Ironically enough, they actually were in town yesterday, but when I saw them, it was not, hey, let's work on my RZR and do a video. I just wanted to enjoy the quality time with my buddy Jeremy and my buddy Dude. Part 1, or part of this, is we're gonna be swapping this stuff over to this, but I wanna go ahead and take this and clean it all off first. And then we're gonna be taking the PTO out of this, PTO, I don't know what the difference of their numbers are, or what they call them. So this is what connects your primary clutch to the crank of your motor, and there's play in it. So there's bad bearings in there. It's a little bit wet. It's not like, I guess, a big thing, but I've noticed a little bit more clutch chatter, and it sounded like a bearing, just a bearing starting to go bad. So I thought it was somewhere in the drivetrain. Figured out, hey, that's gonna be probably the culprit. Everything else in the transmission seems tight. Don't seem like there's no bad bearings there. There is leaking. I gotta figure out where all this stuff's leaking from. I got fluid all over the belly pan of this machine. So I'll go through that. So I'm gonna tear the clutch cover off, PTL, take that off. I'm probably gonna take the cover of the transmission off, and if it's leaking, obviously reseal that. But Before we get started, like I said, I want to give a huge shout out to the PSN Power Sports Nation. If you're in a pinch, you need some parts. They're used parts, but they're all in pretty good condition. They're not going to sell you any junk. So it's obviously a lot cheaper and budget friendly for when I need something in a pinch and I don't, you know, have the money to want to go out and buy a brand new clutch, but I wanted to stick with at least an OEM or better. So stuck with OEM, got with them. Pretty sure they do engine rebuilds. Actually bought an engine years ago off them for a 900 that I blew up. This whole being hard on machines and brake machines is nothing new to me. So I'm gonna throw you guys in a time lapse. When we take this apart, we're just gonna pull the secondary off and then this belt cover, and that should get to what I need to get to. And then we'll take the PTL off and I'll get back with you and see kind of what's leaking and go from there. It's gonna be more of a two-part series because I'm gonna order parts for that. I'm not gonna go with Polaris bearing. I'm gonna go ahead and order some like NSKs, get the part number off that, and go that route instead of ordering the China bearings that Polaris sends you for overpriced.
I can hear the demons call when they do what they do, and now I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all. I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through. Cause I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all. I just gotta get through. Sometimes I feel like all is lost, but I know it's not true. I wanna put up all my walls cause I'm not in the mood, but then I cut myself off from the rest of the room. I know that time can heal it all if you're patient and soon. It can all be worth it, all the searching. Pain is never really permanent, but damn it hurts, man. I could feel all of the turbulence and that's concerning. I've been searching.
Got everything out.
I hope it's worth it.
That's, it's too bright. That's where the PTO goes in. That's the transmission that is leaking from somewhere. It's a little bit wet. Everything's wet underneath here. Looks like we're getting new seals for that as well, so I don't have to keep taking this apart for fun. This is it. Obviously it is wet as well, so there's a minimal play in there. Not like when it's on the machine, you can actually grab the primary and move it a little bit. I mean, there's minimal play, but it's enough to where I just want to get it fixed so I don't continue to have issues. I have no idea how this comes apart either. I don't think there's any really videos out on it, and I've never tore into this. Alright, I just popped that seal out real quick with a screwdriver. You can see how nasty this fluid is. And I actually have changed this before, and obviously it's all metal shavings, so no good. I'm gonna disassemble it. Looks like there's a couple snap rings. Sadly, I don't have snap ring pliers with me. I got them at work, so I'm gonna go to work and I'm probably just gonna disassemble it there, use the parts cleaner, clean it all up, get some bearings ordered. So I'll show you guys when I put it back together. It's essentially, you know, the opposite of taking it apart. So you guys will see that part, but I'm gonna wait till tomorrow to do that, and I won't be out here for a while because it's currently about to be dropping negative temperatures, and I'm just not gonna keep this garage heated. So I'll probably get back with you guys. For you guys, it'll be a week.
What?
For me, wait, no, hang on. For me, it'll be a week. For you guys, it'll be a few seconds. All right, just kidding, guys. I decided to just tear it apart here. I did find some snap ring pliers, so I took it apart, took all the bearings out. This is, I guess, more your clutch side bearing, and then this is the back side, more the crank side bearing. So this sits in this way. Take a couple snap rings out. You just barely tap it, and it'll go out there. The only reason I had to tap it was to kind of get the seal off with it. So came apart extremely easy. Tap this bearing right out. This one's kind of just like a loose fit. There's a snap ring in there. Pretty simple stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and get all this stuff ordered up.
75 years later.
Hang on, let me wipe this bad boy off. At least to me, my screen looks blurry, but no need to fear. A Haggard shirt's here. You know where to pick those up? Haggard website. You know, and if you buy stuff from the Haggard website, I guarantee you won't be having issues like I have when you're waiting you know, like 3-4 weeks for some parts that haven't showed up. So now you got to go buy yourself some merch, watch some Haggard, like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. So yeah, this is tore apart. I think it's just kind of sitting in there. So that's the PTO, still tore apart. Here is my brand used clutch, all put back together, shined up. All the Bikeman goodies in there, which I happen to love. I love when my clutch is set up and dialed in for this big machine. Still waiting on parts from that. Sadly, there's been a company that they're just not that good at doing business. Their customer service is completely garbage.
It pisses me off.
I mean, completely garbage.
Yeah, I'm pretty disgusted with the whole situation.
Like, I've never dealt with such a shitty company before. Sorry, Jeremy, for all those beeps, but I'm not that happy. I've been waiting. These parts are supposed to ship like 4 weeks ago. It just says a waiting package, blah, blah, blah. The company hasn't done shit to help me out. They haven't done shit to send me new parts. And they sure as hell just don't really give a shit. They won't even refund me. So, yeah, Babbitts, you guys.
Mad? Nah, it ain't mad.
Also, Players of Gainesville, my boy Preston down there, he always hooks me up. So I should have just went with him from the get-go. They hooked me up. I got the parts being drop shipped to me right now. Because we're going on a trip in like a week. We're going to Jeremy's tomorrow to go hang out with them. And then I got 1 weekend, and then we're going to Haspen Acres to go have fun. So this was supposed to be done like 3 weeks ago. Okay, I've been just waiting on parts. I've had some leaking oil. I think I found out where it's coming from. Man, that's the oil pan. No bueno. So I thought it was originally my transmission. My transmission was a little bit wet, but it ain't that wet. So I bought new RTV and everything to clean that up. I don't know if I'm gonna mess with that right now. I'm gonna check the transmission fluid. I'm gonna change it, but last time I checked it, it wasn't all that low. So actually last time I checked it, at Badlands, it was actually overfilled, which would cause a little bit of it to spill out. So overfilled is actually just as bad as underfilled when it comes to fluid. All right, well, that's enough of me babbling. I'll probably see you hopefully in a few days when the parts come in. Like I said, huge shout out to Polaris of Gainesville, Preston. He always hooks it up. I just email him directly. Literally no issues. Hey, this is what I need. Call him up, pay for it, ships it to me every time. No issue.
3 days later.
All right, guys, here we are. This is Monday for me. Just got back from Jeremy's filming that video. So go check that out. Go see some Lucky Whip Light installs. So we're back at the PTO. I finally got my parts in. I already threw that bearing in there, which is this one. It's kind of threw it down in there. So I should probably film this part, I guess, for you guys. Got a little mess going on. So you throw the bearing. The bearing, it's like a press fit. Like you literally, I mean, not a press fit. It just kind of slides in pretty easy. Went ahead and tapped that bearing in. Threw that little clip on the outside that holds that seal in. So now we got 2 snap rings, one in here, one in there, kind of holds the shaft, and then we'll just tap the seal in. There we go there. And if you guys are wondering, so this is a sealed bearing. This isn't what you're gonna get from Polaris, but this is an NSK bearing, and I just went ahead and I picked the seal off the other end. So I'm hopefully gonna have a double seal going on here so I get nothing by. So we'll lube her up. Oh yeah, there we go. Nice and lubed. Which might be even good there. You always want to double check and make sure your seal isn't like folded in. Let's see if I can. So sometimes your seal will actually get pinched and folded in. This one looks good. Pop these little C-clip thingies in. Might be hard because now my hands are all greased and lubed up.
That's what she said.
There we go. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this out. This is like your little fill plug. I'm gonna fill it with 75, 140, some gear lube from AMSOIL. Then you're gonna want that to be about halfway full. There's nothing out there on this. There's not really anything on in the manuals about these PTOs. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna start servicing these once a year. Winter tear it down, service it, take it off, dump the fluid, put new fluid in there, check the bearings. Hopefully I can get by without having to rebuild these all the time. But yeah, it already is a lot tighter. I've noticed more clutch chatter, so hopefully this takes away the clutch chatter as well. That's gonna be the biggest benefit. We're gonna throw that in there, got everything nice and cleaned up. And then, just got back from Jeremy's with a bunch of goodies. We're gonna throw some Amazon lights on, hopefully by this weekend. And one of the best things is I'm gonna throw a set of 4-foot whips on here from Lucky Whips. Bam, right there. So if you guys want those, they are, I guess, kind of sponsoring us, helping us out. So it'd be cool if you go help us out by buying some whips from them. Not only that, you could save 10%. Was it Somewhat Haggard 10, I believe? Either way, there's a link. There's a link down here for those. They're super bright, super impressed with the ones Jeremy has. He got those fatties. I might need some of them fatties in my life sometime here soon. So anyway, I'm gonna throw some fluid on this.
What?
In that PTO, keep getting distracted. Throw it on the machine. I'll probably just throw you guys another little time lapse while I'm putting this thing together. Alright guys, here we are. Got a little bit carried away and just went ahead and got everything put back together and installed, hopefully correctly. So I started it up and highly impressed with how much clutch chatter went away. So that did help out a lot. Also got me some whippity dip lights installed. I gotta wait for wire extensions to actually like get them wired up and so I can, I guess, turn them on for you guys. So that will probably be later in this video, just little clips of it outside and whatnot. So those do have actually like a 60-degree bendability, bendableness. It's bendable-y.
Today, Junior?
60 degrees is what it says on the website. I still got them slanted back because this machine's already extremely tall. Hopefully I don't break them, we'll see. So another thing I want to mention, go back to the clutch. I got a picture here. I don't know if you guys can be able to see it. So with the job that I did do, you can kind of see it. I could see it. I have to realign the clutch. I don't know if you guys have ever done this. To align your clutch is extremely easy. So my belt is riding too far back on the back sheave. So all I'm gonna do is probably take about 2 shims out. Probably about two to 3 shims worth is how far back it's riding. So I'm gonna take a couple shims out, get it back again and see if it's centered. And vice versa. If it was riding too far, I guess, on this side of the primary, you'll go ahead and add more shims to push it back. So aligning the clutch, it's not a hard job. But with doing what I did and rebuilding that PTO, obviously it's gonna throw the clutch off a little bit. And that is a different primary clutch as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that. Air's a little bit dry. Get that realigned, get everything thrown back together. We got a trip here in about a week. Tomorrow I'm supposed to we're supposed to get some big winter snowstorm, so obviously I got to go out and test this machine out, and then in a couple days I'm gonna get the rest of the wiring for the Lucky's whip lights, and get those installed. We are gonna do some comparison. So I already saw one comment that somebody commented on a post, and they said, well, how do those compare to Amazon whip lights? I don't know yet, can't tell you, but I will say I have a set of Amazon whip lights. Here's the difference already. This is the Lucky's lights, this is your cheap Amazon lights. I mean, you can kind of see a difference even of how clear and clean this is compared to that. Look at that. Look how spaced out the lights are. Look how clean and clear these are. The bases alone. So with these, having just a quick connect, that is literally how it plugs in, right through that fancy hole there. This, they have quick connects to detach them, but then you gotta unwire it as well. So obviously there are some advantages to spending a little bit more money and having some little bit nicer whip lights. So to each their own. Obviously I bought those last year, haven't installed them yet. I've been too busy working on other things on this machine. But I mean, if you're in a, I guess, price crunch, yeah, there are cheaper options out there, but it's all, I mean, if you want quality lights, Lucky Whips. I mean, come on, man.
Come on, man.
So we're gonna go ahead, get those installed, and I'm gonna see how bright they are. Probably won't like be able to compare them in this video, but I'll probably have Jeremy do a little short video because these are both 4-foot whip. The other ones are gonna go on my wife's machine until I can go ahead and get her another set of the high quality whips. I rigged them up real quick so we can actually get some lights going. Makes it easier so Jeremy can edit the video and not have to wait on me. I don't you can't really don't pick up on this as well as how bright these things are. You had all these different modes. I can't remember how many, 250 modes. Cooper likes them. As you can see, it's just a ray. You can't actually, just don't pick up on how clean and clear and crisp and bright the colors are. But let's just say they're bright. I mean, it's lighted up my whole garage. Oh yeah. Well, that's gonna wrap this one up. You got anything to say, Cooper? Say like and subscribe. So yeah, okay. So anyway, if you want to get some extremely bright lights, whips, flashy whip, not only do they have whips, I thought mirrors, lights, all types of different lighting equipment. LuckyWhips.com. Use somewhat haggard 10. Save yourself some coin. We always need to save some coin. As long as we got what, Coop? We got different affiliate links. Crash City, Bikeman. We got Far Off Road. Get yourself some cages built. So there's a link of everybody below down here. Support the companies that support us. And thanks for watching. Bye.
La 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 la.